the political will and the unity that's necessary to address some of the biggest global challenges we face as a society, like environmental risks, like cyber, then that takes a collective will to actually do something about it. And if everyone is focused on the near-term, short trade disputes or international political tension, then they're not going to be working together in the kind of multilateral way that is so critical in order for us to address global risk.
I believe the time of governments trying to do everything alone is in the past.
The days of standing back from government and policy have really gone, and the fact that we've had such benign geopolitical environment for so long means that we've got to shift a gear in terms of how we're contributing to government policy.
There's clearly a part of the population that has been left behind, and they are now voting in opposition to everything that's been happening, and that makes it much, much more unpredictable and more volatile.
We need to ensure that we don't end up with a two-tier track afterwards. There can't be a China track and the rest of the world track on cybersecurity, on data, on IP, on whatever the issues might be.
There is one risk that dominates, and that's the environment. And it's the top 3 by impact, it's top 4 by likelihood, and it's very much around extreme weather events and failure of climate change mitigation and adaptation.
We have these trade wars between the US and China that are somewhat concerning.
I think a US-China deal will happen this year.
You cannot call it distracting. I think trade wars, etc., are part of the political landscape today. So I think we have to deal with it, and we have to make sure that we can make globalization 4.0 a positive force for humankind.
There is a known trade deficit in terms of on the Chinese side. They're either going to have to buy more goods, or they're going to have to artificially stimulate their economy.
I mean, if I am a UK business person, I am terrified because the whole supply chain is disturbed.
My bigger concern is less the bigger companies, although for some of the very, very large companies this is going to have a huge impact. But that huge population of SMEs in the UK who have interactions with the rest of Europe and the rest of the world, and how they're going to navigate this. So
it's environment and cyber that really dominates over the long-term trend, whereas it's more geopolitics, macroeconomics, and cyber than in the short term. I think the really interesting challenge for business is how do you keep managing the risks in the short term while also keeping your eye on the long term.